as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh.
All right, guys, so this was the finished product with the snow. I did take a measurement with a ruler, so let's look at that. All right, so it looks like we got a little less than 4 inches, which is crazy because it seemed like so much more than that, and it snowed like for like 12 hours straight, like not even kidding. But it looks like that's what it came in at, is a little under 4 inches, so interesting. Yeah, I really thought the accumulation was more because I'm not even kidding. It snowed for like 12 hours straight, so I don't know. But all I do know is that it was really bad yesterday. The roads, they really couldn't treat them because it never stopped snowing for like 12 hours. And there were so many cars that like went off in ditches and accidents. Like I'm going to insert some pictures that people put online and look at those. All right, so this was literally the main like interstate here, so 70, and look at that. Like it's hard to even tell. There's a tiny little section there where you can see a little bit of the road, but so much of it is covered in snow. And on both sides, like this is a two like divided highway, like 2 lanes on each side, and it just was crazy. People were driving off, like sliding into the median. It was crazy. This was a little farther down that road. And oh my gosh, it's really covered there. Like, I can't even imagine driving in that. It's hard to even see, like, what lane is. It doesn't even look like they're driving in the middle of the road. Like, it's hard to even tell what the lane is you're supposed to be in there. Like, I couldn't even imagine driving in that. This was on the main, like, the main road in town, really, that's got a lot of, like, the stores and restaurants and stuff. Maple Avenue. Look at that. It's literally just a slushy mess. Like, all that slush on the road. It is insane, absolutely insane. So in this picture, an ODOT truck, which is the Ohio Department of Transportation, they like salt the roads and stuff like that. This is on a state route. And the ODOT truck goes and plows and like puts salt down on the roads and all that stuff. And literally, this ODOT truck slid into a ditch. Like literally slid into a ditch. I mean, if the ODOT trucks are sliding around and stuff, like, it's got to be bad. Like, it's got to be really bad. So that was definitely interesting. And these last couple of pictures, these are on another main road, North Point Drive. It connects, like, Zanesville and another town, Dresden. And literally, this was only a couple of hours into it. Like, literally just a couple of hours into it. And literally cars were sliding, and it just was crazy. And this went on for 11 to 12 hours, just constant snow. And really, there wasn't much they could do to, like, make it drivable because it literally just snowed for 11 to 12 hours. And they could go out with their plows and stuff, but it just kept on pouring. And it was so cold that, like, there was ice and it freezing over. Like, it's still freezing cold in Ohio, but it was just a crazy situation. So yeah, even if it didn't accumulate as much as I thought, it definitely was still a crazy time and messed up a lot of our plans. And so if you hear a cat, like, yelling, Gracie has been standing outside my door for like 20 minutes while I'm trying to film and edit, and she just wanted in so bad. She's been yelling and yelling and yelling until I open the door and let her in. So, you got what you wanted, Gracie. Fine. How can you say no to her, though? So if you hear any, like, yelling or purring, it's because Gracie's right here and she's going crazy. But yeah, guys, it really sucks because we actually had plans for Sunday. We were planning on going out of town, actually, to Coshocton, which is about 30-ish minutes away. My parents, they love going to these plays put on by a group in Coshocton. It's called the Footlight Players, I believe is what it's called. And they really love it, and they go for, like, their anniversaries and stuff, and they have so much fun. There was going to be a Christmas one, and they really wanted me to go with them to this. So we were going to actually just make a little time out of it. We were going to go to the play. Okay, Gracie, make yourself comfortable, I guess. Okay. Hey, don't mind me at all. But anyways, the play, it's in Coshocton, but it's actually in this place called Roscoe Village. And Roscoe Village is a really cool, like, historic setup village, and they do it up big for Christmas. They have it, like, all decorated, like an old-timey village, and it has, like, a big Christmas tree that gets lit up, and just a really cool thing. And so we were going to, like, just make a little time out of it or whatever. And unfortunately, due to the weather, the play wasn't canceled, but especially driving back that night, you know, the potential of hitting black ice, and with it getting, you know, colder, And you never know how the roads are going to be treated in a different city. Each county kind of does it differently. So you could be in your county and the roads be clear, but maybe they're not cleared there. Like, that's a potential thing. And I believe they were still under a level 2 at the time of the play. And so we just decided it sucks, but we weren't going to be able to go to that. And so that really derailed our plans. And so we weren't able to do what we had planned, which was so sad. But like, I saw the restaurant that we typically go to at Roscoe Village. It was closed for the day because of the weather and all that stuff. And so it just wasn't going to work out to be a good trip anyways. And so we decided to play it safe, better safe than sorry. And we didn't go. So that was unfortunate. Hopefully next year we're able to do something like that. Because especially my dad, he loves to go to Roscoe Village at Christmas. So really is a bummer that didn't work out this year. But like I said, better safe than sorry. But anyways, guys, that is what's up. So Sunday completely got changed around, and it honestly just ended up being a pretty chill day. I actually caught up on some work stuff to try to get more prepared for the week, which was good. But talking about getting prepared for the week, I want to share with you guys my current planning system. If you guys have followed me for a while, you know I am all about using a planner to keep my life organized. I am that kind of person. I feel like you're either a person who's like, just fly by the seat of your pants or whatever and figure things out as it comes, or you're somebody who needs a to-do list and need to have a general idea of what's going on. And that's me, like, hand raise. I have to do that. I am that person. I do not like last minute things. I don't like spontaneous things. I like to know what's going on, and I like to have an idea of what it's going to look like what my day is going to look like, what I have to do. I thrive on that to-do list, and that's my personality. And being self-employed and all that, like, it's essential for me. I need it. So, because of that, I have always been, for the last, oh my goodness, many years, since college and all that, I have used a planner of some sorts. And it's typically been on paper. But I'm going to be honest, I have always struggled with having a planner like that I actually felt met all my needs. Like, because I got a lot to plan, especially now that I have gone full-blown into all these different, like, facets of my life, like the YouTube and my billing, like, stuff. And I work for several different clinicians, and that, like, got to keep track of it for each of them. And, like, my personal life and my budget and, like, all those different things. And there is just not a planner out there, one planner that's going to work for all those different things on paper. And so I don't even remember how I heard about it, but I wish I would have heard about this when I was in college. Like, I wish I would have heard about this years ago, and I love it so much. It's called Notion, and it has just completely changed, like, how I keep organized. It is so... Oh.
A few moments later.
Gracie, like, she literally just came and just, like, bumped up against my phone. Like, girl, what are you doing? But literally, Notion is such a game changer, and it's free, number one, and so that's the amazing thing. Number two, I just love it because it allows me to keep all this different information readily accessible on, like, my phone, on my computer. It's awesome, and I can make changes while I'm out. Like, I can put things in my notes or whatever, so I can keep track of that. I can organize all these different things. And the biggest thing for me about my Notion is that I can actually change stuff around. So let's say I put something down on Monday, but I don't get to it, so I just move it to Tuesday. Like, I just slide it down into Tuesday's list. With a paper planner, you have to scratch everything out, and it's a big mess, and it just doesn't meet all of my needs. So Notion definitely has been a game changer, and is just the perfect solution for me right now. So let's take a look at my Notion setup. All right, so this is my weekly dashboard on Notion. This is like my planning hub, what I'm doing for the week. So I actually use Canva to make some, like, headers to put on here, which I love about Notion is you can actually add your own, like, pictures. So you can upload stuff, you can look things up. So let's say Christmas, and I'm looking for a specific Christmas background. I could do that. So I love that, but I always try to make my own, like, little headers for the month. So for Christmas, make it all festive. So there you go with that. Here I have a widget. So there's this website called Indify.com. You can get these widgets you can put onto your Notion. So I actually have a weather dashboard here, so it shows the weather forecast. 19 degrees right now, so that's real fun. But at least Thursday it's going to be 52, so a little heat wave. Okay, so I kind of have it separated here into some columns. So, like, dinner plans, I can put what we're going to have for dinner. Content to post. And so what I do is I can, like, keep track of my videos. Once I've, like, uploaded them, I can check them off. I can plan my videos. And again, what I love about Notion is, let's say I originally planned for an Ibotta haul on Tuesday, but let's say it doesn't happen or I decide to do something else. Literally just take it out and delete it. It's that easy. I love that. I also have a master task list, kind of like divided up into different, like, categories. So that way I can keep track of what I need to do during the week. So I do have a grocery list so I can like just put things we need. I usually have my clock in, clock out for work. I keep track of my hours, and I have like a whole thing set up in Notion. It calculates how many minutes I've done, and it's just, yeah, it's just the perfect planner for me. And then for weekly and daily lists, so basically what I do is I just go through and try to have a list for each day, broke it up into personal, YouTube, and billing work, and I'll just put, you know, what I'm doing. So for instance, let's just say film, Notion, setup for Vlogmas, you know, and once it's done, check off, boom, that's it. And it's super, super easy to move things around. So let's say I didn't get the Notion setup film today, I could drop it down to Tuesday. Like, it's that easy. I just love that. I also keep track of my weekly budget in here. I have a bunch of different, like, envelopes for my transactions. I have it set up with, like, a transaction log, and that ties back to these envelopes, and it keeps track of it for me. It definitely took me a long time to get, like, used to Notion, because it's kind of a lot. I'm not going to lie. It is kind of a lot to get used to. But once you get used to it, it honestly makes your life so much easier. There are definitely a lot of other things I like to keep track of in Notion as well, although I would like to get better at tracking things in Notion, like Bible study notes and things like that. Like, I really want to get better about keeping track of that kind of stuff in Notion. But there are some things I already do really good at keeping track of. So gifts. That was such a huge thing. I used to write everybody's gifts down like in a notebook or something. But guess what? When I was at the store and I found a deal on something, I didn't have my notebook with me, so I didn't even know if I already had something like that or not. But on Notion, I literally have pictures of the products, so you can literally see what I've grabbed. So it makes it that easy just to be able to pull it up and look at it. So for things like that, I love Notion. I honestly have so much planner peace, I don't even think I would ever consider switching out of this to a paper planner at this point. But yeah, guys, that's my current planner setup. I want to show you now a super good recipe. Honestly, we will eat this year round, but it's perfect, especially on cold nights like this one, and that is Copycat Wendy's chili. Alright, so I'm going to be sharing the best chili recipe that I think is out there. This is really good. It is based off of Wendy's chili, so kind of a copycat of Wendy's chili. It is so good. If you guys have ever had the chili at Wendy's, it is just amazing. And so I wanted to figure out how to make that at home, so I found several different recipes and kind of adapted it to my own. So yeah, that's kind of what I've learned in cooking, is sometimes you just gotta make recipes your own and add your own twist on things. So what we do for our Wendy's chili is we need ground beef. So probably a pound of ground beef here. Also 2 cans of diced tomatoes, a can of tomato sauce or crushed tomatoes. Also 2 cans of the tri-bean blend. Walmart and Kroger both sell this, and this is so good. It's a mixture of different beans, so it's really good. Also, you're gonna need some frozen celery, some frozen onion, as well as some frozen green pepper. Then for spices, you're gonna need some garlic powder, you're gonna need chili powder, and you're gonna need some oregano. Then also just a little bit of sugar, and that makes it perfect. So I divided this amongst 2 different pots. 4 of us like it with meat, 4 of us like it without. So just divvy it up, add the tomatoes, add in your beef. And then for the vegetables, I honestly just eyeballed it until I thought it looked good. So probably a couple handfuls of each of the celery, onions, and green peppers. So kind of just like eyeballing it, putting in what I think looks good. I've done this so many times, I kind of just like eyeball it now. I have 2 cans of beans there, rinsed and drained those and divvied them up amongst both pots. But again, if you're just making a regular version with meat, just put it all in one pot. So go ahead and do that, and you're gonna need some water. So I would say about 3.5 to 4 cups of water is sufficient. So that's what I did. I ended up dividing that amongst the 2 different pots there just to get a liquid form in there. And then just stirred all of those ingredients around. And then comes the spices. Just did a little bit of chili powder there, a little bit of oregano, as well as a little bit of garlic. And then I did 1.5 teaspoons of sugar roughly, and I mixed all of that around, put it in the crock pot, and it comes out amazing. Now, I like to top my chili with a few different things. Sour cream. We love these Great Value tortilla strips. I mean, it doesn't have to be Great Value. Those are just the cheapest, but they're really good. And then cheese. So comment down below, guys, what do you put in your chili? But anyways, guys, that's all I got for this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.
As they walk from house